All right, the news of the day seems to be some surprising polls out as well concerning Hillary Clinton. She's in a heap of trouble, not only facing heavy pressure now at a revolt on the left for the Democratic Party nomination, but now she's losing in 3 key states to some of the top Republican presidential candidates. So the guy who foresaw all of this and actually pinned the reasons to it before anyone had been polled on the subject. I'm talking about former Obama fundraiser Don Peebles on what he makes of Hillary's troubles. Don, what's going on here?
Well, what's happening with the Democratic Party is what tends to happen with the Republican. They're getting pulled to the extreme. Hillary Clinton has this nomination locked up, but yet she's compelled to run up a lead because she's afraid now.
I don't think she has it locked up. She will not get the nomination. You will get the nomination before she
I think the Democrats love her. They like the idea of having a transformative candidate. And
I don't think the core loves her.
No, she's running to the left.
Right.
She's really turned a sharp turn to the left unnecessarily. She's strong. She doesn't need to. And that's going to hurt her tremendously in the general election. And that's why I like Jeb Bush. I think that you see Jeb Bush being a much more moderate Republican.
You're a big Democrat, big fundraiser for Barack Obama, and you're saying, I like Jeb Bush. That's weird.
Well, I think Jeb Bush was governor of my state for 2 terms. He did a good job running it. I'm a big believer that in order to run this great country, you need to come here with some other experience outside of government. We can't have career politicians running the government. It doesn't work. We can't have people who are focused on raising taxes and redistributing income.
Governor doesn't mean you're not a politician.
Well, being a 2-term governor and bookending that with a business career that was a very successful one prior to running for office. He was actually serving in the Peace Corps. He also ran a successful business, a real estate business in Florida, took over the state when it was in deep trouble.
You like it.
I do.
When you tell your Democratic buddies this, do they just throw stuff at you?
No. Interestingly enough, several supporters who have supported this president, and when I tell them that I'm not there right now for Hillary, but I'm looking real hard at Jeb Bush, they say, well, you know what? I'd like to meet him.
You like the president and not Hillary? I mean, they're birds of the same feather.
No, they're not. I think that Barack Obama is different in many ways, and I think
to the left of Karl Marx. What do you think?
I think that he is, look, he's done things differently than I anticipated when he first ran.
And you're a successful businessman, and many have interpreted his moves as being very anti-business.
Well, I think what has happened is he's focused a lot of attention on the income inequity in the country, which is a serious issue, and now the pendulum, which tends to happen with Democrats a lot, is it swung so extreme to the other side. So that's all everybody's talking about. And we've got a big country full of big problems, and we have other issues.
Yeah, but what do you think? Charlie Gasparino here has reported that Hillary Clinton supporters are secretly telling the big bank guys, the investment bank guys, chill pill time here, don't worry about it. She really doesn't believe all this nonsense she's saying. She's just trying to get the nomination. I'm simplifying it, but that's the gist of it.
Well, and that's unfortunate. If that were true, that's unfortunate. But that's why people like Donald Trump, because they don't think he's telling them one thing and saying something else behind the scenes.
And you were one of the few early on to say he could have some staying power here. A lot of people scoffed at you. What do you think now?
Well, look, Donald Trump's a very successful entrepreneur. He's an outspoken person, and he's accountable only to himself. That's a good thing in many regards. Now, it's getting him into a lot of trouble right now.
But could you see him president?
I think no, I couldn't. I could see him.
Is that manner, that demeanor, ripping people a new one, is that presidential?
I think people are wanting a change, and I think that that's better than more of the same. And I think that's what you're seeing with people now. I think the fact that he's made these insensitive comments is, insightful into his personality.
But it hasn't hurt him yet. Now, it might in future polls. But are you surprised that he's doing okay?
Oh, no, I think it's going to be cumulative. He's just going to continue to offend constituency after constituency, and then it'll be cumulative. But he's a serious candidate because he's a very serious business person who is unafraid to speak his mind. The country needs that kind of leader, but maybe not him.
And people think I'm joking, but he never forgets a slight. He's very vindictive. These are 2 very admirable qualities, I think, in a president, that you will always remember your enemies and you will always remember everything anyone says about you. But you argue tough when you're a world negotiator.
I think somewhat, look, Lyndon Johnson said no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just permanent interests, and reward your friends and punish your enemies. That's politics. I think that's business as well.
He also famously said he will sleep with the fishes, but he gets very little credit for that.
I know, he does. He does. But I think, look, with Donald, I think Donald is a successful entrepreneur, and those skills are very helpful in running this country. I don't think his temperament is going to be well suited for the political process as we know it today.
We will watch closely, Don. You've been uncannily pressing. I'm right on a couple of these trends. Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
Let me know how that Obama, campaign reunion goes. See how that fares out here.